Hey, welcome again. This is the final round of the Knowledge Bowl. For the final teams, we have the Hawthorne Effect versus Musical Goats. So for this round, we have up to 35 questions rather than the 25. Okay, so to start, number 1. In the book of Luke, she is described as one out of whom Jesus had cast 7 demons. She followed Jesus from that time on. Who was she?
Mary Magdalene?
Mary Magdalene is correct.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. Indigenous means native. What does indigent mean? Indigent. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. It is destitute or poor. What name is given to kings of Macedonian dynasty of Egypt who ruled from 323 BC to 30 BC? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1 is Ptolemy. Okay, number 4, I will require a 4-part answer. I will now describe the deaths of 4 historical figures and ask you to supply their names. A, drank poisonous hemlock among friends in Athens. B, was murdered in Canterbury Cathedral at the order of King Henry II. C, was stabbed to death in his bathtub during the French Revolution. And D, was shot by Sheriff Pat Garrett in New Mexico. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Socrates drank poison hemlock. Thomas Becket was murdered in the Canterbury Cathedral. Jean-Paul Marat was stabbed in his bathtub. And Billy the Kid was shot by the sheriff in New Mexico. In 1961, the Metropolitan Museum paid $2,300,000 for the painting Aristotle Contemplating the Bust of Homer. Who painted it? Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rembrandt. Okay. Assuming that on a blueprint, 1/4 inch equals 12 inches, determine the actual length in feet of a still bar represented on the blueprint by a line 3 3/8 inches long. That is correct. Okay, what is hyperglycemia?
Elevated levels of sugar.
An abnormally high level of sugar in the blood. That's correct. Okay, another Ptolemy was an Alexandrian of the 2nd century AD, whose ideas on astronomy and geography, the geocentric theory of the universe, held sway in the scientific world until the 15th century. Ptolemy compiled his astronomical ideas in a large work called what? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The Almagest. Sir John Falstaff appears in several of Shakespeare's historical plays. In which of Shakespeare's comedies do we meet him? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is the Merry Wives of Windsor. A 4-part answer. Name the big 4 nations which occupied post-war Germany. Yes.
USA, France, Great Britain, and the Soviet Union.
That is correct. Okay. This state, admitted to the Union in 1812, is the exception to the rule that English common law forms the basis of the laws of all the 50.
Louisiana.
Louisiana is correct. Okay, the oldest university for blacks in the United States is located in Ohio. It was named for a leader in the fight to abolish slave trade in the British Empire. Identify the abolitionist. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's William Wilberforce. In a display of unusual candor, a publisher once bragged, "I can disgrace a man with 1 newspaper paragraph and ruin him for life with 2. Who made that claim? Five, 4, 3, 2. William Randolph Hearst. Identify Hal in the movie 2001: A Space Odyssey. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. He's the spaceship computer. When heat is converted into another form of energy, the total amount of energy is constant. Which law of thermodynamics am I illustrating? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 is the first. Many kings named Edward have occupied England's throne. Which one said, "I have found it impossible to carry the heavy burden of responsibility and to discharge my duties as king as I would wish to do without the help and support of the woman I love"? He said this in his farewell broadcast after abdicating the throne in 1936. Yes.
8th?
Edward VIII is correct. This god played a golden lyre so beautifully that he charmed men, animals, and rocks.
Apollo?
Yes, Apollo was not correct. Apollo is not correct. Okay, Hawthorne effect. Would you like to give an answer?
Was that the entire question?
Yes. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Is it Hermes?
Hermes is also not correct. It is Orpheus. In political jargon, what term describes an office holder who has not been reelected or chooses not to run for office again and hence is no longer subject to the pressures of the voter's will? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2. It is a lame duck.
Oh, okay, I should have known that.
A deeply moving novel of the immigrant experience on the American rural frontier is the book by O.E. Rolvag. Now an American literary classic, its title is taken from the 6th chapter of the biblical book of Genesis. What is it?
Joshua.
That's not correct. Okay, would you like to try an answer?
What's in Genesis 6?
That would be just after the creation of the
Would it be? No, I think that's past the Garden of Eden.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2.
East? No.
John.
The correct answer is giants in the earth. What field of study did Roger Bacon describe as the gate and key of the sciences? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mathematics. Name the only American president to receive all the electoral votes cast in a presidential election. Yes,
George Washington.
George Washington is correct. Okay, how do you spell reconnaissance?
RECONNAISSANCE. Reconnaissance.
I'm sorry, that's not correct. Okay, would you like to try?
Yeah. RECONNAISSANCE.
That is correct. There were 2 N's. Okay, we're on question 23. A cube has one side that measures 1.2 centimeters. Find the volume of the cube. Okay.
1.728 cubic inches. Centimeters.
Okay, it was centimeters, so we'll take it. Okay, question 24. 3-part answer. Soil as it exists on Earth has 3 main components: mineral particles, organic particles, and water and air. Match these components with the following percentages: 12%, 80%, 8%.
Okay. 8% is mineral. 12% is organic, and water and air is 80%.
That's not correct.
8% mineral, 80% organics, and 12% water and air.
Sorry, that's also not correct. It's 80% mineral, 12% organic, and 8% water and air. Okay. If a block of granite weighing 200 pounds is raised a vertical distance of 20 feet, the total work accomplished equals how many foot-pounds? Zero is not correct. You don't need to buzz in if you'd like to try and answer.
1,000.
4,000 is correct. Okay, we're down to the last 10 questions. Okay, President Trump signaled that he would renegotiate what free trade pact between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico that eliminates tariffs on goods moving between the countries. Yes. NAFTA is correct.
Every guess is a correct guess.
Hey, President Trump signed an executive order announcing U.S. withdrawal from negotiating what Obama-originated trade agreement between 12 nations that border the Pacific Ocean. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's the Trans-Pacific Pact. First Lady Melania Trump at the inauguration wore an outfit by what designer that reminded many of former First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Ralph Lauren. Kaleo, the maker of an allergy injector, will compete head-to-head with what more expensive injector that allergic people use for bee stings? Yes,
EpiPen?
EpiPen is correct. Hey, question number 30. On the first day that President Trump took office, he erased every mention of what alliterative global concern from whitehouse.gov official website?
Climate change.
Climate change is correct. Okay. Many women's health advocates are worried about what case being overturned in the future if the Supreme Court becomes more conservative under Trump. Possibly?
Roe v. Wade.
Roe v. Wade is correct. What daughter of a former president is stepping down as the U.S. ambassador to Japan, where she was welcomed as a celebrity 3 years ago? Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It's Carolyn Kennedy. Hey, two-part answer. Name Donald Trump's 2 daughters. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ivanka and Tiffany. Okay, 2 more questions. Before the end of his first week in office, Donald Trump pledged to sign an order that would provide funding to build what? Yes.
A wall.
A wall. Take that. A border wall with Mexico. Okay, your final question is a 5-part answer. Name the 5 living former presidents. Okay,
Obama, Bush, Clinton, and Carter.
that is correct. Okay, it's the end of our round. We'll ask the judges for a final score. Okay. Hawthorne Effect won with a score of 49 to 16. Good job.